Jomo Kenyatta's attorney and carried him through the difficult period. And that spirit of oneness and bond has maintained itself throughout the years. And it was to our joy that then President Kenyatta visited Jamaica recently. And it is out of that engagement too that today's event, in fact, has materialized. So I want to begin by greeting my sister, Minister, in your context, Secretary of Cabinet, in our context, Minister, the Honorable Rebecca Miano, who has become the symbol of resilience and become also the crucible through which this critical element of tourism is being transmitted in the eastern side of Africa in particular and the Indian Ocean area in general. My distinguished minister colleagues who are here with us from the countries within the African continent, our Principal Secretary, the Honorable John Olotua, our Acting Vice Chancellor of the University, and our distinguished presenters and speakers who have come from all over the world to share in today's engagement and, in fact, to celebrate with us on February 17th, the 4th renewal of Global Tourism Resilience Day. So it is a profound honor for me to join you here in Nairobi, in the heart of the magnificent Republic of Kenya, as we commemorate the Global Tourism Resilience Day 2026. We extend our deepest appreciation to the government and people of Kenya for their warm hospitality and for hosting us in a nation whose tourism product is both iconic and inspirational. From the sweeping savannas of the Masai Mara and the breathtaking wildlife that defines Kenya's world-renowned safari experience, to the pristine beaches of the Indian Ocean coastlines, the vibrant cultural heritage of its communities, and the dynamism of Nairobi as a leading conference and innovation hub in Africa, Kenya exemplifies the power of tourism to drive economic transformation, community empowerment, and sustainable development. I thank the Cabinet Secretary for her leadership and for the example she's setting as an example of modern tourism governance that is strategic, evidence-driven, and rooted in partnership. I also salute Kenyatta University for anchoring knowledge at the center of resilience, because resilience without research becomes guesswork, and guesswork is expensive in a crisis. It is therefore fitting that we gather in this remarkable destination to advance our shared commitment to building a more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable global tourism architecture. We gather here today in a time of crisis, a time when disruption is no longer occasional, but constant, when risk is no longer distant, but daily. We gather at a moment shaped by multiple overlapping crises. One, a climate crisis, bringing stronger storm floods, droughts, wildfires, and rising heat that strains infrastructure and shorten recovery cycles. Two, a health security crisis where new outbreaks and public health shocks can still halt mobility and disrupt confidence. Three, a geopolitical crisis where conflict and tension can redirect travel flows overnight, in fact, and raise costs across tourism value chain. And fourth, an economic crisis marked by inflation, high debt, rising energy costs, and supply chain volatility that pressures businesses and households alike. Fifth, a security crisis where instability and safety concerns can weaken visitor confidence and disrupt communities. And sixth, an accelerated digital crisis, where cyber threats can shut down systems, expose data, interrupt payments and travel operations, and where misinformation and disinformation can damage a destination's reputation in hours, undermining trust with a single false narrative. And yet, this is precisely why we're here. We're here because crisis must not be our destiny. We are here because tourism must not merely survive disruptions. Tourism must redesign and withstand it. We are here to transform tourism from vulnerable to resilient, from reactive to ready, from recovery to renewal. And we meet here under a theme that declares our intention with clarity, from crisis to transformation. Tourism is not just an industry, ladies and gentlemen. Tourism is a lifeline. Tourism is jobs, direct and indirect. Tourism is enterprise, small businesses, community tours, transportation, food, culture, and craft. Tourism is foreign exchange that strengthens public services, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and community development. But tourism is also uniquely exposed because tourism depends on confidence. When confidence falls, arrivals fall. When arrivals fall, jobs fall. When jobs fall, families feel it immediately. And that is why the world needs a Tourism Resilience Day. We need a day that keeps relevance and keeps resilience at the agenda, the heart of it all, even when new cycles move on. A day that forces us to plan before we panic. A day that insists that preparedness is not a luxury, it is a responsibility. Tourism Resilience Day exists because resilience is not seasonal. Resilience is not optional. Resilience is not a paragraph in a policy paper. Resilience is a discipline, lived, practiced, tested, and renewed. So, this day did not appear by accident. It was built step by step, crisis by crisis, lesson by lesson. It began with a recognition that tourism needed more than promotion. It needed protection. More than recovery plans, it needed resilience and architecture. More than hope, it needed systems. We listened to destinations that were battered by storms, and Jamaica just had that experience less than 4 months ago. We listened to communities whose income disappeared when arrivals closed. We listened to operators who were brilliant at service, but vulnerable to shocks they did not cause and could not control. And we made a decision. We will not accept crisis as a destiny. We began building a global platform, one that could convene nations, translate experiences into evidence, and turn resilience into the new standard for tourism governance and practice. And we didn't do it alone. The Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center has become a collective global think tank, a living network of centers, universities, experts, private sector partners, multilateral allies, and governments working together to shape a new global tourism reality, one where resilience is not an afterthought, but a foundation. From that journey came a milestone, Tourism Resilience Day. And I'm so proud to have led that path myself at the UN at its annual special session in February of 2023, when 94 countries acceded to the resolution that I moved and voted while I spoke in favor of the day. So, this day matters because it creates a global rhythm, a drumbeat that calls tourism to readiness. On this day, governments align policy and preparedness. The private sector strengthens continuity and crisis response. Communities deepen safety nets and local linkages. Universities drive research, training, and innovation. Young people see tourism not only as employment, but as a future, skilled, modern, and resilient. This day is not about ceremony. It is about capability. It is about standards. It is about systems. And it also strengthens South-to-South cooperation, because the Global South cannot afford to confront global risk in isolation. Africa and the Caribbean, Latin America and Asia, the Pacific and the Indian Ocean, our regions are exposed to climate shocks, economic volatility, external market shifts, and digital vulnerabilities. But we also share strengths, ingenuity under pressure, strong communities, and a history of rebuilding. Tourism Resilience Day becomes a bridge where we exchange tools, share strategies, build training pipelines, and spread solutions faster than threats can spread. The impact of tourism resilience and the emerging threats that we must face. What does resilience really produce when it is real? Resilience produces continuity, so businesses do not collapse at the first disruption. Resilience produces faster recovery, so jobs return sooner and communities stabilize quicker. Resilience produces faster recovery. Resilience produces confidence, so travelers keep choosing destination even in uncertain times. But to move from crisis to transformation, we must name the threats that now define the next decade. And what are they? Yes, climate. Yes, health security. Yes, geopolitics. Yes, economic shocks. And yes, public safety. But today we must also confront the digital battlefield, because two threats are now shaping tourism outcomes more than many people realize. Misinformation is not merely noise. And indeed, those two threats are misinformation and disinformation. And I may want to add a third, fake news. So misinformation is not merely noise. It is economic damage. A false story can empty hotels. A distorted clip can trigger cancellations. A fabricated advisory can punish a destination that is safe and ready. Disinformation is worst because it is intentional. It weaponizes fear. It manipulates perception, and it attacks confidence, the very energy that tourism needs to breathe. Cyber threats are not abstract. A ransomware attack can shut down reservation payments, airports, and hotel operations. A data breach can expose visitors and citizens, erode trust, and trigger costly consequences. An outrage can interrupt movements, logistics, and safety. The modern traveler demands convenience, but convenience without cyber safety becomes vulnerability. That is why resilience today means defending not only the destination infrastructure, but the destination's information space. Not only the tourism product, but the tourism reputation. Not only the physical journey, but the digital journey. And this is where the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center and its global partners have transformed tourism. By mainstreaming resilience, by building capacity, by convening knowledge, and by transferring learning across borders, so that one destination's hard lesson becomes another destination's early warning. And as we speak of the future demands that we move from resilience as a reaction to resilience as a design, because transformation is not accidental, it is engineered. And if resilience is to be engineered, two forces must lead it: research and convening. And this is what Kenya is doing, and is doing so well. And that's why we're so proud of you. So looking ahead, we must expand thought leadership. We must have more conferences. We must write more books. We must create more toolkits, and indeed, more training. We must deepen engagement with destination and governments, so resilience becomes embedded in policy, investment, and operations. We must strengthen cyber readiness and data protection across the value chain. And we must build stronger systems for truth and trust, so misinformation can be confronted quickly with credible information. We will also embrace technology so resilience becomes personal and accessible. Apps and AI-powered tools with guidance, alerts, and training at our fingertips. Trusted updates channels during crises. Decision support tools that help operations know what to do, when to do it, and how to recover. Indeed, the future will not reward those who only have impressive and impulsive responses. The future will reward those who are prepared for storms and prepared for digital attacks and prepared for reputational shocks. In closing, I want to indicate that we at the Global Tourism Resilience Center in Kingston, Jamaica, have gone beyond the mere discussion of these threats that I've indicated. We have sought to codify two. And tomorrow, we will launch a book on the issue of destination reputational disruptions and the imperative of building resilience in that context. We hope that the deliberations over the next 2 days will strengthen our understanding of the 5 critical touch points of resilience: the ability to forecast it, to mitigate against it when it comes, to manage it as it will in fact come, and then to recover quickly, and finally to thrive. God bless you, and thanks.
Wow, wow, wow. What a very inspiring message. A round of applause for Honorable Minister. A round of applause. With those, can we produce the normal sound ile ya kuchia kabisa? Hello? Who knows how to do it? Yeah? Hello, 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 hello. Ah, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Wow, wow. We are almost now reaching at the climax. And the MC, I'm sure you're preparing a song that will be ushering in the chief guest.
Yes.
We have our cabinet secretary, Honorable Rebecca Miano, who is our chief guest today, representing the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Professor Kithure Kindiki. So as we usher her in, the minister who is coming in on behalf of His Excellency the Deputy President, I would like that we be upstanding as we sing that song. I don't know what the song is. Can it go on? Can it go on?
Yes. Starting right away. Wanna PS. DJ, over to you. Release it now. Let us just have that moment. In the meantime, why don't you stretch and tell the person sitting next to you, what did you get? You know, as I check whether the PS fit. Are you ready, Wanna PS, for this thing? Eh?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm also ready as well. DJ, do you have it? Play it now. Release it now. Because we're more than ready to bring in our chief guest in the house. Come on, DJ, play it now. Do not worry, the DJ had gone on strike. You know why? He was saying he needs to be taken to a destination in Kenya. I know he will go. So don't worry, your request has been made. So if you don't mind, 3, 2, go, DJ. Come on, release it. Give it now. He's counting me down. 3, 2, 1, go. By the way, Buana PS, one more thing. I don't know whether you know how to pronounce words in the Jamaican style. Can I teach you one?
Yes.
I'm going to teach you here. Just watch me. The word is situation, all right? Please pronounce that word for him in the Jamaican way. Situation.
Situation.
Yes. Situation. There's a way that you do that, all right?
Situation.
So just
Situation.
Just for clarity. Just for clarity. So the Jamaican dialect is a community.
There you go. You understand? You're ready for this one up here. Excellent. Come on, DJ. DJ, give us that. Okay, so everybody just move your feet a bit as the CS is coming up. Please come in style one. Yes. Excellent. A round of applause to her. She does not offer the Fadali. And you can give her a dance. Well done. Yes, you want to show us. There you go. Just follow. One step. There is it. Everybody go. One piece. Come on. You're doing well. You ready? Let's go down. Come on, appreciate our CS. A round of applause. Thank you so much. And thank you, DJ.
We can have our seats.
Thank you.
Before I say much, I would like to welcome my colleagues to just come up here and say hi from DRC, KICC. My colleague ministers, just to say bonjour. Bonjour. Enchanté.
Merci. Je tenais à dire bonjour au ministre ici représenté et bonjour à notre pays frère, le Kenya. La RDC notre pays.
DRC, our country,
vous remercier sincèrement
is appreciating for this ceremony
pour assister dans ces assises de conférence de Global Résilience,
for being a member and participant of this Global Resilience Conference,
qui est d'office le catalyseur de développement
which is charged with catalyzing the development
de
of
tous les pays
tourism
africains.
in all the countries in Africa.
Alors voilà le mot le plus essentiel que je tenais à m'adresser à cette assemblée.
And therefore, that's the reason as to why he is here to address this assembly.
Merci.
Thank you so much.
Merci. Honorable Denny Jok, the Minister from South Sudan.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. Excellency, Honorable Rebecca Miano, thanks for the invitation that you have granted to your close friends in South Sudan. The people of South Sudan greet all of you. And I'm sure every one of you might have a friend from South Sudan. I'm very delighted personally to be here to participate in this wonderful conference. And personally, I think that human connection starts with tourism. Any business, any investors that you are interacting with here in Kenya once came to Kenya as a tourist. You should know that. And you too, going to another country to invest or to explore, you would once go to that country as a visitor. And in your passport, you would have a tourist visa stamped on it. That means human connections starts with tourism. And so in this case, we should also have the tourism sector as the pioneer of our global development. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And finally, Honorable Augusto from Angola. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Honorable Minister. It's a pleasure for Angola to be here, to learn with Kenya, to learn with all the participants on this conference, because we understand that tourism is connections, and these connections should be not only with peoples, but with countries. And we in Africa, we face the same problems, so we should address together these problems. So thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have delegations from very many countries, as you have heard from the protocols that were set. And I want to thank you very much, my brother, the Minister of Tourism from Jamaica, Edmond, who is our tourism encyclopedia in terms of tourism, resilience, and crisis management. And to be honest, he's one of the longest serving tourism ministers I have ever met, having served 14 years as a minister for tourism. I have personally served 1 year and 6 months. So you can imagine how much more experience that our minister has. So to all the ministers of tourism and government representatives, leaders from international organizations who have joined us today, the speakers we have for the various forums, private sector partners, representatives from county governments, I have seen quite a number, academia and youth innovators, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored on behalf of His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to officiate this seminal event as we celebrate the 4th Global Tourism Resilience Day, plus the conference and the Expo 2026. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to Kenya, the origin of wonder. Allow me to start by relaying greetings from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, who is also the patron of Global Tourism Resilience Center, East Africa, that is headquartered at the Kenyatta University. Let me also hasten to thank His Excellency for his steadfast and visionary leadership, which has given us the impetus to rethink the potential of tourism as a special economic enabler, particularly in the global south. To us, he is our tourism ambassador 001. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here at a point in time when resilience is no longer optional, but essential. We are reminded that preparedness is the new competitiveness. Whoever is not prepared will never be competitive. Tourism remains one of the world's most consequential economic drivers in Kenya. It is one of the key economic pillars. It supports millions of jobs, especially for women and the youth. It also fosters cultural exchange and global understanding. The tourism sector in Kenya has demonstrated remarkable recovery post-COVID-19 pandemic. We have seen international arrivals grow back even better to the pre-COVID numbers, and we have also seen the earnings have grown. The numbers we saw in 2023, about 2 million, 2024, 2.4 million. The numbers for 2025 will be released soon, but we are upwards of 2.6, edging close to the 3 million figure. And in terms of earning, we are actually now upwards of 500 billion Kenya shillings. Further, the government is continuously implementing strategic interventions to increase international and domestic tourism numbers through promotional campaigns, including digital awareness and conversion marketing campaigns. We have also embraced collaborative campaigns with online travel agents, participation in international trade and exhibitions. And we have had in great detail, which I will not repeat, all the risks and threats that the tourism sector faces and the comprehensive information we have received from the founder of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. At the same time, we are strongly forging strategic partnerships with various stakeholders, including county governments, non-tourism sectors, private sectors, researchers, tourists themselves, and everyone in this sector. Additionally, there have been deliberate collaborative campaigns co-implemented with international airlines and charter flights to drive numbers, especially targeting new and emerging source markets. Tourism is one of the most vulnerable sectors, on the other hand, and especially to climate change impacts, extreme weather events, global health emergencies, geopolitical instability, economic shocks, and cybersecurity threats, to name a few. Not too long ago, a few years back, the COVID-19 pandemic became a wake-up call across the globe. In reality, the pandemic was not the last crisis, neither. Neither will it be the last. It is therefore imperative that we make resilience the foundation of tourism development and not an afterthought. We are happy to note that Kenya is the regional headquarters of the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center, Eastern Africa. It was established back in 2019 at Kenyatta University, and it serves about 14 countries. And today, this is a dream come true, that we can be here as Kenya to host this very critical and important conference. In November 2024, the center was awarded the prestigious Resilience Award during the World Travel Market in London. And since you did not clap for them then, we can do it belatedly now. But this accolade was awarded in recognition to the center's exemplary contributions to global tourism resilience. Since inception, the center has spearheaded paid internships from abroad and has benefited over 100 students who have worked and studied in USA and Europe. As a government, we are committed to, 1, integrating climate adaptation into tourism planning, and 2, investing in disaster risk reduction and early warning systems. Thirdly, the government is keen on promoting sustainable and regenerative tourism. And fourthly, supporting digital transformation of tourism enterprises. Fifthly, Kenya is committed to strengthen partnerships between public and private sectors. And lastly, expanding access to finance for smaller and medium tourism operators. The ideal resilience tourism deserves should cover the widest spectrum of the sector, including communities, enterprises, and entities of national, regional, and global levels. Besides, our communal resolve is to protect our natural assets, reduce carbon footprint, invest in renewable energy, and in that regard, Kenya has made significant strides, considering that over 96% of the energy consumed in Kenya is renewable or green energy. We'll also promote sustainable infrastructure and encourage responsible travel. And all of this should remain unyielding. This is the real conversation about resilience. The government calls upon us, present here today, to embrace technology and be innovative in reshaping resilience in the context of tourism by having dedicated digital platforms for crisis communication. AI-driven, risk forecasting, contactless travel systems, and data-driven destination management initiatives are a must. For us to achieve the above commitments on tourism resilience, as a country, we have to mobilize resources dedicated to resilience. Remember, investing in resilience today is the surest antidote against tomorrow's losses. Therefore, we call for blended financing mechanisms, resilience funds for vulnerable destinations, and insurance innovations for climate and disaster risks. And we really look forward, after all the discussions, to what this conference will recommend in the Nairobi Declaration. In this conversation of tourism resilience, the youth must play a critical role, and they already are. Therefore, we must equip them with digital skills, encourage entrepreneurship, create innovation hubs, and encourage climate leadership and resilience. Also needed are strong regional collaborations, and we know as we diversify the collaborations that we already have, we will give priority, in addition to all the other important regions, to the Middle East and Northern Africa region. And we know that when we do all these collaborations, we do knowledge sharing, early warning networks, research partnerships, and crisis coordination and frameworks, then we shall say we are edging closer to full resilience. This conference and expo should move swiftly from dialogue to implementation, translate research into policy, convert partnerships into action, and turn commitments into measurable outcomes. As this conference and expo concludes, we ought to register clear targets and identify practical frameworks and build strong alliances, networks, and partnerships. In conclusion, our ultimate goal should be to contribute meaningfully in creating safety nets against likely shocks as a way of enhancing sustainable global recovery. We should aspire to a tourism sector that is stronger, greener, smarter, and more inclusive. Meanwhile, I applaud the organizers of this event for the work well done as we look forward to edifying engagements that I hope will shape global tourism and grow our economies. To our visitors, welcome to Kenya, karibuni sana, and please find time to immerse in our enchanting wonders and magic. And lastly, we must all remember that resilience, tourism resilience starts with all of us, and we must become resilient individuals. Thank you, and have meaningful engagements. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate our Cabinet Secretary, Rebecca Miano. Thank you so much once again for that. And tech team, if you don't mind, we would like to move this particular podium because we want to get to a moment of a photo session. And just to allow Waziri to sip some water as we do this. And I hope that we are very much ready for this amazing session. So if you don't mind, Madam CS, yes, you've just done your gallop there, so kindly come because we want to take some quick photos right here. And I want to invite all the ministers representing the different nations to kindly join Madam CS. The ministers, please come. I'll also invite another picture. So we have about 4 of them. So kindly, Madam CS, if you can lead them here, that would be great. Thank you so much for a quick photo with the ministers. Let's start with the ministers. And then I'm going to invite our PS to come with his colleagues for the next picture. So if you don't mind, there you go. I like the arrangement. Yes, these are the ministers. Allow me to allow the photographers to get set. If you don't mind, Madam CS, you could take one step back with the entire team. Just one step back so that their lenses can be able to capture you well. Excellent. Like that. That's a good one. Let's look at them. Just look at the center. Look at the center. There you go. 3, 2, 1, go. If you don't mind, may I ask the PSs present to kindly come, led by our host PS. Please come right in. Please allow the PSs to come in right there. Just join the team, join the team, join the team. Thank you so much. Somehow join the team. I think photographers, you may need those zoom lenses and wider lenses. Excellent, excellent. Let's take that. Let's take that. Smiling in 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. Don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. Yes, we're about to call the universities as well. Yes, they're coming in a moment. In a moment, allow me to invite the Global Tourism team. Professor Wala, the universities, the Vice Chancellor KU, please come up here. Dr. Karaoke, Dr. Esther, please come up. Please come up right here. So we're able to do this. Aha. Just give them a moment to arrive. Give them a moment to arrive, if you don't mind. Yes, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. Photographers, you can step back a bit so that you're able to all take the nice pictures. Step back a bit, step back a bit. Yes, you have space at the back so that you're able to allow yourselves. We understand they're very important people and we need them. So 3, 2, go. Just look at the center. All the others on the other sides are fake. Just look at the center. It's a joke, don't worry. Excellent, there you go. Are we good at that? Thank you so much. Just before you leave, there's just one more. I understand we have the senior ministry officials. Somehow come at the back of the senior ministry officials, the CEOs and directors present. Please come up right now. The CEOs, the directors, please come up now. I know you. I'm about to call you by name. Please come. We shall somehow manage to do this. And if you don't mind, I think I have some ability. Yes, sir. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, they will not appear. We're going to stand here. And some of us on this other end, just there, just here. Let's line up here, right here. Excellent, excellent. And Madam CS, maybe just right there, excellent, just right there. The others at the back there, excellent, lovely. And some of this other end. Guys, you can step back as much as you may want. Don't worry, we will take this very well. I got you, I got you, I got you, photographers. Excellent, just looking at how, come this other side. I think we have, the stage is still wide, some of us can go up. Especially the gentleman there. You can hop up. You can hop up. You can hop up, the gentleman. Yes, just hop up there. Excellent. Aha. Some of the men here, because we can hop up so they'll be able to be seen. The photography will end here. So you can imagine. Yes, just go up there. Just go up, if you don't mind. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you. Please allow me to organize this. This is an international picture. There you go. Are we good now? Everybody is there? Excellent. Photographers, do we have it now? Lovely. So let's all look at the center there where the flashes are coming as many in 3, 2, 1, go. Lovely. Asante sana. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You may take your seats. We had to mark this global particular event happening right away. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Beautiful moment there. Beautiful moment there. Asanteni sana.
Na mtazamaji, ndo hali halisi tukikupeperushia matangazo mubashara kuhusiana na masuala ya utalii, na tumemsikiliza Waziri Miano akieleza mengi kuhusiana na utalii humu nchini, akieleza kuwa wakati wa COVID hali haikuwa hali ilikuwa mbaya zaidi, lakini mambo yameendelea kuboreka kadri muda unavyozidi kusonga. Mtazamaji, tunazidi kufuatilia taarifa hii, tutakuwa tunakujuza mengi zaidi katika taarifa zetu zijazo ili uzidi kumakinika. Vile vile mtazamaji, ikiwa ni siku ya Jumatatu, tutakuwa tunazungumzia mengi haswa kuhusiana na afya yako, na kila Jumatatu ilivyo desturi ni darubini ya afya.